All right, what's going on, y'all? With the NFL season not too far away, training camp will begin next month. Super exciting, right? There are a lot of questions and there's a lot of buzz, a lot of excitement around the Rams, and there's a lot of things I want to see personally to see how things will work out in terms of like position battles, uh, players like Matthew in his second year. I want to see how he does and things like that. And one of those things is Allen Robinson, the wide receiver we signed this past off season. He spent some time in Chicago last few seasons. He spent some time in Jacksonville, and he's very popular around here. People actually wanted to re-sign him when he was a free agent, but obviously that didn't happen. He came to us. So I saw this little article, and the versatility of me and Cooper Kupp is a tremendous advantage, according to Allen Robinson. So let's go ahead and get into it. The LA Rams didn't sign Allen Robinson just because he's a bigger receiver who can win contested catches. They see him as much more than that. Very encouraging. Let's see. Sean McVay has talked about his route running, his hands, and the well rounded receiver that he is. And Liam Cohen, our new offensive coordinator, even said Robinson can do a lot of things that Cooper Kupp can. See, I'm just getting all kinds of excited reading things like this, y'all. Having those two as Matthew Stafford's top receivers gives the Rams a nice tandem outside, and their versatility is a huge asset when it comes to play design and route concepts. And Allen Robinson apparently went on the Jim Rome show, and he kind of talked about it a little bit. He talked about the versatility that he and Cup has, and the big advantage over defense that we'll have because it'll be tough to diagnose exactly what each one will be doing. So let's get to here. And Allen Robinson is quoted, pardon me, by saying, "We've been able to feed off each other off the get-go," he said. "Being able to just sit down, talk football as we're watching and going over different routes, seeing different angles. I think that's the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing is the two of us are guys that are very versatile across the board. We both can do a lot of different things, and I think that gives us a tremendous advantage because it's not predictable at all to what either of us will be doing when it comes to a particular concept." That's good to hear. That's good to hear. What it sounds like is Allen Robinson is one physically talented. He's a bigger receiver. I personally think I want to see him utilized a lot personally in the red zone because I feel like it may be crazy to think, but I believe we could have performed better in the red zone last year than we could have. I'm not saying we performed poorly in the red zone, but I just feel like we could maybe make that a little better. And I feel like having a big, tall receiver like Allen Robinson, who has good hands, maybe like throw a few jump balls to him, he could maybe help us out in the red zone. I think that may be one of the biggest ways we can use Allen Robinson, but because his size and his athleticism is a good plus. Another big plus from what I'm gathering here is that Allen Robinson seems to be picking up the playbook rather quickly, which means tells me that he's smart, he's intelligent, and he's able to study these play concepts. And obviously, we won't really know till we see them applying it on the field. But from what everything I'm kind of seeing here, the Rams seem comfortable enough putting him in different situations like Cup, according to Sean, according to Liam, which means he's picking it up rather quickly, which is not an easy thing to do because Sean kind of has a complicated offense. This is a good thing. Like smart football players is something you want to have, and that's something I've noticed that the Rams have been drafting high IQ players, and I love it because that like you can get production out of them faster, and they are have a tendency to be a bit more versatile. So it sounds like Allen is one of those players, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Moving on. Robinson is an undrafted route runner, and part of what he loves about playing for the Rams is the opportunity to run a bunch of different routes. Yeah, exactly like we were just saying. He saw the diversity of routes run in Los Angeles by the Los Angeles receivers before even signing with the Rams, and that's part of what drew him to the team in free agency. And he is quoted again. It's a system that's able to emphasize all angles of the cuts when it comes to route running for receivers. And that's something from the outside looking in before I even signed was something I noticed. Seeing the receivers being able to run a little bit of everything. It'll be fun to watch Robinson and Kupp work together in the Rams offense because it's truly one of the better wide receiver duos in the NFL. I am inclined to agree. I've always been someone, that's I need to see Allen Robinson provide the production in the games. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited, man. Allen Robinson is a really good receiver. I saw him play like when he was with Jacksonville. I watched him play a little bit, and he's really good. And the people here really wanted him back. And I know he had like I get you want to call it off years in Chicago, but Chicago is kind of in a rebuilding phase. They got some things going on, so it wasn't like the best offense out there. I'm just saying. And Allen Robinson coming here, I just I feel like it's gonna be so fun to watch. I really do, because with Kupp doing his thing, and if Robinson can do a lot of the same things that Kupp is doing, which Sean and Liam, our OC, has been saying, it makes it very good for us. And from what I hear, he's physical. He likes to block for runs, which is great because Cooper Kupp likes to do the same thing as well. That's what we need. That's what we need. So that's gonna be it for now. I'm just, just a short little video. His comments. It just seems like things are working out well with Allen. He seems to be picking up everything pretty quickly. He seems to be putting in the work with Cooper and Matthew, and I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see how he does. We're gonna have a hell of a team this year. In fact, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but dude, I just like this. Like we might be better than last year. I'm not just. I don't want to get too excited. I'm not trying to get too much of a hype train going because I've always been that person who likes to take things a game at a time. I don't like to look too far ahead. I just like to do it that way. I just like to do it that way. That's always been my way of approaching things. Having said that, you know, I think we have as good of a chance to repeat as anybody else in the league. Okay? I really do. And players like Allen Robinson is going to help us get there. If we do it. If we're able to do it. We'll see. All right. That's going to be it for now, guys. I will catch you guys on the next one. And as always, go Rams.